Welcome to News Now Alberta. This is Special Ed. Today we're looking at a cop that broke a woman's arm during a wellness check.
Perhaps want to check on a loved one. You haven't heard from them? It's called a welfare check. It's where police show up to make sure you're okay, to ensure your welfare, right? It's something to help, not hurt. Except in this situation. Kentucky cop breaks woman's arm during a welfare check. Yep, here's video of the incident.
I have many videos on welfare checks or wellness checks that go wrong. Welfare check, I find, is one of the most dangerous things you can do to a loved one. Go check on them yourself, get a friend to check on them. But if you call the cops, things usually go wrong.
See, that's why you're
this
an
take you to jail.
Why? Because you're being
an idiot to me, okay? Nope. So stop it. Let me
coward.
try to help you.
Take me to jail because I'm cussing at you?
Yes, because you're yelling and screaming and being about it.
I am.
Okay? So if you keep it up, I'm gonna take you to jail. Turn around for me.
Stop!
Jail.
No, why?
Stop.
Get off of me. I don't want to go to jail.
I'll give a what you want.
Ah! Oh my God.
We'll take you to jail because you're talking back. Take you to jail because you're being an asshole. Those are not reasons to put someone in jail. Like, we're trying to help you. No, you're not. And you heard the pop. You heard the pop loudly on video when they broke her arm.
Let go of my arm. You let go of my arm. I think you're
That's right.
Just let go of my arm.
All right. Sit down for it so we can get you an ambulance.
Sit down.
Folks, I didn't see any blood, but I could barely stomach watching that. They didn't believe her and they didn't even care about the arm. And now you can't talk back, right? Police state, I'm warning you, girl. Wow. Give you the details behind this one. According to Atlanta Black Star, Kentucky cop with a long history of lawsuits against him, has just been slapped with another 2 lawsuits. What about jail? Why? For abusing his power, marking the 6th and 7th lawsuit against him within the past 4 years.
So this cop has 7 lawsuits against him in 4 years, and he's still a cop.
But Covington police officer Douglas Ulrich, who has boasted in the past of violating every department policy, appears to be well protected by his department because he continues to abuse his power without regard for any consequences. The first of the 2 recent lawsuits involves a woman named Kathleen Keats sitting in a car on the phone in front of a store October 27, 2024, when Ulrich tapped on the window telling her they had received a call that she was suicidal. Okay, so Keats informed Ulrich she was not suicidal on the phone, okay, on the phone. But he ordered her out of the car to search her for weapons. Say what now? He then took her phone while he and another cop grabbed her wrist. I'm sorry, she was in her car on the phone, so not on a bridge, over the railing, about to jump, and they had to had to spring into action to save this woman from herself. Bizarre. What do you mean search her for weapons? The phone, I guess. So they grab her up. Keats, who informed the cops she had just learned her boyfriend had cheated on her, was obviously distraught at being manhandled by the cops. Wouldn't you be? I'd be that way whether he cheated or not. Okay? Don't touch me.
So they pull her out of her car to search her. There's no Terry stop here. There's no reason to search her. There's no legal reason to search her. Her boyfriend probably called the cops and said, oh, you know what, she's suicidal now because I cheated on her or whatever. But there's no reason for everything that happened afterwards.
Even though she had committed no crime, she'd done nothing, folks. I'm just trying to take control of you because you're acting crazy. You know that thing where people project? They're the ones behaving this way, but they're like, whoa, You're dangerous. No, Officer Ulrich, you seem to be acting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. The woman was sitting in her car. Cheating happens every day, unfortunately. Actually, none of your business, but she did volunteer it. Lawsuit states that earlier that day, a pair of Covington cops entered her home without a warrant, no probable cause, to search for a man who lived next door. Okay, so she's had it. So she was still upset about that, accusing them of being liars as they frisked her for weapons. And the cops did not like that, so they decided to arrest her. Ulrich yanking her left arm behind her back so hard that an arm bone fractured. Just imagine the pain. In another lawsuit. Second lawsuit stems from an incident that took place March 14th, 2025, after Ulrich pulled over a couple for, quote, illegal tints.
So the woman could have had two different lawsuits there. First lawsuit would be breaking her arm, and the other lawsuit would be walking into her house without a warrant.
But he did not tell them the reason for that stop until after he ordered them out of the car and frisked them. However, he never used a tint meter to measure the darkness of the tints, which is required by law to make that infraction valid. Frankie Torres, who was pregnant, and her partner, Cecil Jones, had just left a funeral for Jones's grandmother when they were pulled over. Jones specifically said he did not consent to having his car searched, but Ulrich claimed he smelled marijuana.
In the US, cops get away with everything just by saying, "Oh, I smelled marijuana." That's all they have to say to search your car, to do whatever. In Canada, they changed that when marijuana became legal. They could, if they smell marijuana, they have to see something with the plain view doctrine, rolling papers, pipe, bag of marijuana. They have to see something on top of smell something to be able to search your car.
This is, America. I was about to say this is crazy, but unfortunately, this is what we're dealing with, folks. Earlier this year, Atlanta Black Star reported on another lawsuit filed by attorney Jameer Davis against Ulrich on behalf of a Black man named Damian Connor, who was pulled out of his car during a traffic stop for using his phone while driving after the cop claimed to have smelled weed. That was a lie. Connor works for the railroad where he is drug tested regularly, so he does not even consume marijuana. So you're just running around, pulling people over, pulling them out of their car, going off about Mary Jane. Everybody's got this Mary Jane. He smells it. Okay. And it's just not true. Local attorney Jameer Davis, who has filed 4 of the 7 lawsuits against Ulrich, has made it, his mission now to hold the cop accountable for his abusive and unconstitutional behavior towards citizens. Also illegal, if true. Illegal behavior, criminal behavior. Davis said his aggressive litigation against the problem cop has led to Covington police officers, wouldn't you know it, retaliating against him and his staff, prompting him to file his own lawsuit now. That was earlier this month. He's representing himself. Retaliation includes pulling the attorney over on several occasions without legal basis, driving by his law office in police cars and making threatening gestures towards his staff. Honestly. Look at the picture. I believe him already. And if I'm on that jury, which now I probably can't be, I'm going to give you a lot of money.
So now he's driving around, threatening this lawyer, stopping him for no reason, making threatening gestures. So there goes an 8th lawsuit against this cop.
Good picture. Davis had already become familiar with Ulrich's history of abuse, providing Atlanta Black Star with the cop's personnel file, which contains a page where in 2014, Ulrich bragged in a text chat with other cops that, quote, "I violate every policy." I have his personnel file, and man, it is egregious. It is bad, Davis said at the time. The guy has over 209 pages worth of personnel records. He's wrecked probably 15 vehicles. He's been found at fault for over 9 wrecks, the attorney continued. He's improperly handled evidence against the orders of his supervisor. And his thing now is to immediately come up to a vehicle and say he smells weed. just so that he can search it. And a lot of times he's not finding anything, Davis added. Rather than terminate Ulrich, officers from the Covington Police Department have retaliated against Davis and his staff in the hopes of intimidating him for further exposing their unlawful tactics, the lawyer is claiming. Well, this is serial behavior, folks, if true. And by the way, I'd rather have a teenage boy with his learner's permit driving than this Covington officer. How many wrecks? 9 are your fault. And yet you and your gang members on the force, that's what you are if you are participating in this nonsense with the leader of the gang, and you're going and you're threatening and you're retaliating and you're okay with people being pulled out of their cars. This is serial conduct, misconduct.
Now, who's this guy's dad for him to get away with all of this stuff? Any other cop would have been fired a long time ago. 9 wrecks that are his fault, 15 wrecks in all, 7 or 8 lawsuits. I mean, come on.
And I hate, Ellie, that we always go to the money. And I understand that we have a system set up here, okay, which is supposed to work for us. If someone violates you, money may not be able to bring your loved one back or cure things, but that is that part of the civil system. But why are we not talking about criminal behavior here? He lied on the railroad worker. He's doing all of these things. Where's the body cam footage? I'm a taxpayer. I don't live there in that jurisdiction, but who pays for this? All these lawsuits because of one boneheaded guy, one fool who has a badge and a gun, who can't even drive? Honestly, I hope that you can maybe, and maybe it's a rhetorical question, I just don't understand this mob mentality where nobody says, dude, I'm eating donuts. I'm not with you, homie. No. What do you think?
I mean, I love a donut reference, always in regard to cops. And I also think that, I mean, just the line cop breaks woman's arm during a welfare check is itself kind of a microcosm for, I think, a much larger issue. Sharon, you brought up also the idea of projection. And I think that is absolutely what's going on in a lot of these situations. And I think that projection is only strengthened when like you're surrounded by like-minded individuals. Like when you watch that footage, there's multiple police officers there and they're all surrounding one person. For some reason, anytime these videos surface and they go viral, and whenever it's this group of police officers, it always seems to just make the issue worse. And I think that they all project on them. They all see a threat where there isn't one, and they see red and they go for it, and then they protect one another. And it's super gross. I think the crime that this woman committed was probably she just annoyed them, and that was enough for them. I also think there's a real cleverness in constantly pointing to the theoretical, hypothetical scent of marijuana, because how do you track that? How do you say that that wasn't true? How do you tell someone that what you thought you smelled, you didn't smell? So I think that's just a perfect way for them to have an in that it gets everything completely dismissed the moment it comes to light.
So all the lawsuits are going to do is cost the taxpayers more money. Because the cop won't get sued himself. He won't have to pay anything for this. He's not even getting fired or suspended or anything. Like there's no news about him getting anything for this. What do you think of this cop? What do you think of this? What do you think of welfare checks? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.